Salut à tous, c'est Trail pour la chaîne Imaginaire. On se retrouve sur The Council. On venait d'examiner la scène du meurtre d'Emily. On va interroger un peu tout le monde dans le manoir.
Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes. Rumors spread quickly.
Huh. He looks very put out.
It's horrible. How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. You'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Ouais, c'est plus prudent. Rejoins tes quartiers. Alors... Oh là là, cette caméra. Bon, Napoléon est clairement suspect, mais un peu trop presque. Alors, allons voir notre amante d'un soir. J'ai bien reçu ton dernier courrier. Malheureusement, la couronne a fait savoir à l'ordre doré que notre mission ne devait en aucun cas gêner les plans de Sir Gregory. Décidément, ses soutiens sont très haut placés à Buckingham. Voilà donc tous les deux, et poings liés, sur une étroite marge de manœuvre. Clairement informé, notre mission se complique, signé E. La branche française de l'ordre ne semble pas au courant de la venue de notre amie Sarah. Je ne peux donc pas t'en dire plus, mais je parierais qu'elle soit venue pour des raisons personnelles. Ok, donc c'est pas Emily, c'est Elisabeth qui est morte, hein, je crois. J'ai un doute soudain. Emily, c'est mon amante. Mince, elle est où la morte? Emily, Emma. Elisabeth. Oula, elle faisait peur, Elisabeth. Y a-t-il du loot, déjà? Le loot, c'est la vie.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers.
Duchesse, vous pouvez informer le roi Georges du soutien du Saint-Père. Nous vous aiderons à financer le recrutement de régiments d'émigrés royalistes afin de lutter contre la France. Votre ami, son éminence, Giuseppe Piaghi.
Two coils circle the lock.
Ah. Généralement, il y a du loot là-dedans. Cher Gregory, merci pour ces renseignements. J'ai pu glaner quelques informations sur les noms que vous m'avez donnés. George Washington est une personne de confiance. Malgré ses talents évidents en politique, il a su rester droit et intègre. Par contre, comme vous devez le savoir, il est déjà en affaire avec Lord Mortimer. Il sera donc plus difficile à approcher. Napoléon Bonaparte m'était inconnu jusqu'à ce jour. Il s'agirait d'un jeune militaire français plein de fougue que Mortimer promettrait à un bel avenir. Attention, c'est un homme de conviction, ce qui le rend potentiellement dangereux à mes yeux. Quant à Sarah de Richet, quoi dire de plus, vous vous connaissez déjà. Il semblerait qu'elle ait été invitée par Lord Mortimer à propos d'une affaire en cours à Paris, à propos d'un receleur d'art. Ah, très bien.
Right. I've retrieved everything.
Ok. On va gagner de l'eau de maïs. Je sais plus ce que ça fait ce truc, d'accord. On a récupéré la compétence. Une lettre de William Pitt.
Addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough.
Je ne saurais jamais trop vous remercier pour toute l'attention que vous m'avez apportée. À qui jusqu'au mon dernier souffle, si vous avez une requête, n'ayez qu'à demander. En ce qui concerne mon fils, William, je ne saurais jamais assez vous remercier de vous occuper de lui. Vous connaissez les préférences de ce dernier, vous comprendrez qu'il est désespérément besoin de vous. Pour cela, et comme convenu avec la reine Charlotte, notre ami le duc Hillsborough remplira sa tâche et s'unira à vous, et moi. Vous serez dès lors à l'abri du besoin. Votre dévoué William Pitt, comte de Chatham.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Bon, j'ai désespérément besoin de gelée royale.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
She didn't have time. I'm afraid Miss Adams was stabbed several times.
Good God, what a tragedy. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
Bon, il y a peu de chance que ce soit mêlé à l'affaire pour moi et Minnie, mais bon.
I found a torn piece of dress in Miss Adams' room. Gray silk.
Where's it from?
That's what I'm trying to find out. The color doesn't match any of Elizabeth's dresses, but I might not have found all of her clothes yet.
Good Lord, Louis, do you realize what this means? If this piece of dress isn't from Elizabeth, then it's... I don't have any grey silk dresses, Louis. Neither does my sister, since we wear the same clothes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to check with you.
I'm so sorry, Louis.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason why your mother was at the scene.
Thank you, Emily. I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Bon, je crois qu'on a récupéré l'essentiel. Ah, il y a un bouquin là.
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Bon. J'imagine que lui est toujours pas arrivé, le Randwell Godou. Non. Est-ce que je devrais fouiller ma chambre? Non. Ah, la caméra! Ah, on va aller voir le cardinal. Ah, voilà. Ah oui, j'ai déjà croisé, il était en haut, c'est vrai. Je vais fouiller les chambres, sauf certaines apparemment quand même. Bon, on va falloir aller confronter Napoléon, mais je pense pas que ce soit lui. On va quand même aller parler à George. George Washington. Hop, alors. Ah, je suis jamais venu là, il y a peut-être du loot. Du loot. Est-ce que je veux l'élixir d'or? Ça fait quoi l'élixir d'or déjà? Une altération négative. Bon, ça peut être pratique. En tout cas, lui, il a une chambre bien rangée. C'est pas le bordel ici. Ah, la gelée royale. Consommons-la.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. It looks like a note between Emily and
Emily et
Washington.
Washington à propos de l'accord commerciaux. On va décrypter la lettre.
My dear George.
Mon cher George, je t'invite à me rejoindre comme prévu chez moi. J'ai un projet à te soumettre, il est temps que les États-Unis prennent une place plus importante sur l'échiquier mondial. Je connais tes réticences à jouer avec le feu, je sais que ton nouveau pays est bien jeune, et sois assuré que je ne ferai rien pour mettre en péril ce que nous avons déjà bâti ensemble. Au plaisir de te revoir prochainement. Ton ami William. Ok. Bon bah apparemment... On a fait le tour, j'ai pas vu d'objet particulier.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though.
Mon père, bon.
Find the degenerate pig who
C'est certain que son père a porté beaucoup dans son cœur, apparemment.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then.
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened, and I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry, countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes,
Consomme
the
30 points, c'est
Monitor
ça.
has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed.
Empreinte de pas, c'est Pérou, donc ça sert à rien.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Ok, il a répondu
I
honnêtement à
shan't
tout
keep
ça.
you any longer, Mr. President.
On va aller voir
Free,
Pérou et Napoléon.
if there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Ça, c'est chez la défunte. Ah, il y a Johann von Wilmer, on n'a pas été... Il est sa chambre.
Honey, the remedy of the gods. The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Werner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Petit coquin.
Golden elixir.
Petit cachotier.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Quatre lettres, je tenterais bien baisse. Ah, on peut faire que OZL. Bon, c'est pas Adam, ça peut être Lise. Comment il s'appelle l'ami là? G, C ou X ou U? Est-ce que c'était signé la lettre là-bas?
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Mhm.
The alchemist is a young man.
A fragment of amber.
The alchemist is an old man. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Qu'est-ce que ça peut être? Elle? Un zbac. Bah, je l'ai verrouillé en faisant du pif. Note mystérieuse, qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Oh, ils sont passés ces notes. Bizarre.
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Continue playing the detective.
Paraît bien suspect, soudain.
But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now. Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer you.
I see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer when he asks what I found out?
It's only been a few weeks.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
That is a personal matter, monsieur.
Yes, that is true. So, tell me.
All right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
Did you see how many tattoos Miss Adams had on her?
Of course. Who wouldn't have noticed?
Yes, but I'm sure that an expert like yourself must have an opinion on the subject.
I do. But she was seeking to imprison something inside her. Her own body had become a sort of prison.
She wanted to protect herself. Is that what you're saying?
Elizabeth was a flame. A candle in the night. And like all candles in the night, she was surrounded by darkness, by her demons. Call it what you will. One thing is for sure. She struggled against hell and high water not to let her flame go out.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Bon, je pense que notre ami P02 est le prochain sur la liste à être interrogé. Il nous a clairement dit qu'il avait marché dans son sang, on a trouvé la trace d'empreinte. Il était là, mais il avait l'air... C'est le personnage qui a l'air le plus atteint par la mort d'Elisabeth. Et là, je crois. Hein. Ah, j'ai plus le droit d'aller l'interroger. Jacques P02, j'ai plus le droit. Ah, mais j'ai encore le droit d'interroger Napoléon.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Bon, c'est P02 que je voulais voir. Alors là, je repars. Bah, il faut que je monte voir Lord Mortimer, peut-être. Oh, je peux pas descendre.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Mais il est où, Peru? Faut que j'en redescende. Ah, il y a le puits des âmes en plein milieu. Les mecs, ils ont pas peur, hein. Il est fermé maintenant. Alors, je suis toujours causé avec Williams. Bon, on va les recauser à Napoléon. Et si j'avais demandé... Ah là là, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Ah, le jeu a toujours des problèmes de caméra, c'est chiant. Alors...
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room.
Ah, je lui avais déjà demandé.
And I wanted
Il était sincère. Allez, allez.
to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her. Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Bon, je vois plus quoi faire. Je vais aller reparler à Mortimer. Malheureusement, je sais pas quoi lui dire.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I don't have any evidence conclusive enough to allow me to name the culprit with certitude.
Really? I see. Well, that's your decision, Louis, and I accept it. Given the distinguished guests and the sensitive political issues involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She seems to be making every effort to steer clear of your guests.
What do you mean?
For the past few weeks, my mother's been playing cat and mouse, if you will. I don't know why, but it wouldn't surprise me to learn that she's trying to avoid someone. The question is, who?
And in your opinion, would she be the cat or the mouse?
J'en sais rien si c'est le chat ou la souris.
Knowing my mother, she would be the cat.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities, and yours, in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow.
No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having the support of a military man can often come in handy, Louis. You'll see. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play. And I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
If only my mother had trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she is wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. von Wohler, and myself.
You forget Elizabeth Adams, my lord.
That's true. But Gregory and I arranged it so that they wouldn't run into each other. I thought it had worked. Do you think that your mother felt she was in danger because of Elizabeth?
It's possible.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
My mother must have undoubtedly taken great pleasure in these exchanges. She always was one to appreciate broadening her knowledge. I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the Third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation, until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
The room is just opposite Mortimer's study.
Ok, on va s'arrêter là. Merci à vous en tout cas d'avoir suivi cette vidéo. Et à la prochaine pour de nouvelles aventures sur The Council. Salut!